Alright, what's going on, everybody? Sorry about being inactive over the weekend. It was my birthday weekend, which is full of sobriety and responsibility, of course. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. There's been a lot of recent debate and conversations on who deserves the lightweight title next for Ilia Toporia's next fight. There's been a lot of people online, including Arman, giving their opinions on what should be next. So I'll be looking at all the reactions from the community and giving my own thoughts on it. Real quick, before I get into the video, 95% of you guys aren't subscribed, so if you like UFC, pro boxing, or Misfits boxing content, I post 2 to 4 times a week on this channel at least, so make sure you guys subscribe. I appreciate you. And by the way, if there's commotion going on in the background, there's nothing I can do about it. Of course, they want to cut down trees when I start recording. Of course. Here's a video of Ilia Topuria on Nelk, giving his thoughts about Arman Tsarukyan.
Listen, when you put so much effort in the game and you have a guy in front who you don't know that maybe he could pull out from the fight, that's not something good for us. It's not on my back, bro. I don't fucking care. They're gonna give him a fight before the title shot because there is no way. I'm the world champion. I'm never gonna give him a chance to fight for the title. I will be like, listen, if that's the case, take my belt. I don't do it.
Wow, like that? Okay. So, I will say, Arman did almost get a whole event canceled, but before I get all of my reasoning and all that out, let's react to what other people thought about this.
I mean, the guy's the #1 contender, and to say that you would rather relinquish the belt than fight him is, come on, man. We're getting a little carried away, and we've talked about this before, where these guys in this generation of fighters, when they get to this top position now, are so willing to jump around weight classes and try to deny fighting guys. It's like, that's not how it fucking works, man. If the guy's #1 and the UFC says this is the guy, you're the champ, you're holding that belt, that's who you fight. I mean, it's just,
I agree.
If you're the best and he's not on your level and all this kind of stuff, then prove it. Just go out there and prove it. I hate that. And I'm not, again, I agree with you. I'm not saying that I think that he doesn't think he could beat him, but then why not?
Why say that you would relinquish the belt? I'm the biggest fan of Ilia, right? I love how he carries himself. Every interaction I've had, he's so respectful. He's obviously a monster inside the octagon. He's technically brilliant. He's a class act. He's awesome. He's awesome. But why is he saying that? I think he's just saying it to get under his skin. But do you think he actually, I mean, he said he would, and we've got to hold him to his word.
Yeah, can only take him at his word at this point. But I hate it. I saw that and I was like, come on, man, here we go. Here we go again. Now you got a champion who's just looking for the biggest thing. And it's like, look, the UFC is not going to try to put you in a position that's not going to be a big thing. And I think you're getting into a position, Ilia, where you are the thing. They don't need the other guy to necessarily be the thing. You're the guy that people want to see. So you could be fighting some kid they pull off the damn street and people would tune in to watch it.
Now, I really feel like there's like two sides of this argument that are valid, because on the other hand, I understand what they're saying. He's the #1 contender. On paper, it should be that simple, but in my opinion, you shouldn't let the fighters have their thumb over the UFC. The UFC shouldn't let that happen. They shouldn't glorify holding out for 15 months to get your opportunity. They would rather have people fight for opportunities. The reality is, Arman pulled out of a fight very, like, what was it, the same day, the day before? Almost ruined the event. If it wasn't for Money Mukano, that main event would have been done and it could have ruined the whole event. It's not like he just pulled out of this fight months ago. And overall, his attitude, in my opinion, I don't think the UFC should let fighters think that they could do that to them. In my opinion, you might think there's like, oh, more of a corporate take than for the fighters type of take, but it's the truth. Why would the UFC want somebody to have control over them like that when he showed that he isn't that reliable? And yeah, he was on weight for a backup opponent. In my opinion, he has to prove it. That's my opinion. I don't think the UFC should let people walk on them like that. Refusing the fight, like what Justin Gaethje is doing right now. He said he said that the only people that deserve a title shot is him or Arman, or him or Patty. and if he doesn't get it, he's going to retire or something like that. I don't like that. I don't like that the fighters think that they control the UFC. I don't think that they should have control like that, especially in Arman's case. I think Gaethje's more situations more understandable in my. I know that Arman is the number one contender, and it should be that simple in some people's eyes, but I don't know, man. Being out for 15 months shouldn't equal title shot, in my opinion. I don't. If the UFC wanted you to fight someone else, I understand. Number 10 Gamrot is frustrating. It should be somebody better than that. It should be Paddy. In my opinion, if he gets offered Paddy, he better accept it. That's just my opinion. But again, I wouldn't hate Ilia versus Arman. So if this is just mind games on Ilia's part and they end up making the fight, I think it's a great fight. But I've said it before in my previous videos. I feel like giving it to Paddy now is the best idea. I think Paddy loses to Arman Tsarukyan, or maybe even like a Charles Oliveira if that's way down the line, because I know obviously Charles just got shins. I don't feel great about Paddy versus those guys at the top of lightweight. So if you want to capitalize on the hype and the anticipation of Ilia versus Paddy, I think it should be now. So that's the main reason why I think it should be Ilia versus Paddy, but I understand why on paper it isn't, blah, blah, blah. On paper, it should be Arman. I just don't love his attitude towards the sport in the last year and over. I don't think necessarily rewarding somebody with a title shot after that attitude is the best, because that will glorify it and more fighters will probably do it in the future. So the UFC is definitely not going to want that. That's for sure. So I want Paddy, but if it's Arman, I'm not going to be too mad about it. So yeah, man, I'm really with either matchup, to be honest with you. I'm not going to be mad either way. I'm not going to be ecstatic either way. I think Ilia versus Paddy is a super fight. And your name just gets devalued when you haven't fought for that long. Not that many people besides Arman Tsarukyan fans are excited to watch Arman fight. So not everybody loves somebody that's going to injure their back to impress a woman. I'm just saying. But it is crazy that he low-key hurt himself during the Nina drama video. That is wreck. But I feel for Arman. I don't blame him for holding out, I guess. Like from a personal level, maybe I see it. But I don't know, man. If you really believe that you're the best in the division, take on a Paddy Pimblett. Just do one more fight. And then you get the title shot. Ilia just fought recently anyways. A little holdout isn't the worst thing in the world. Just make the fight now between Paddy and Arman. That's what I say. If Gaethje doesn't want to fight Paddy, then just give him to Arman. Winner gets the title shot. Who cares? People forget that there's a real chance that Islam comes back down because he's struggling to make welterweight. So people are completely forgetting that Islam might just crash the entire party last minute. People forget about that. If he somehow struggles at welterweight, if he ends up pulling out of the JDM fight, we might see Ilia versus Islam more recent than we think. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But I remember in January, Dana said he didn't want to give Arman the shot. But obviously the Charles fight happened already and then all that. So maybe in Dana's mind, Arman is next in line. Again, I just don't like the attitude he's bringing it. I don't think that's a great example for fighters if he gets his way after behaving like that. So yeah, man, if the UFC wants power over their fighters, they got to put their foot down with Arman and say, earn it. Retire if you don't want to fight besides the title shot. They got to be stern if that's the approach they want to take. If they just want to give him the title shot, do it soon. Because it's getting annoying having him complain. And I understand Bisping and Felder's argument. I do. I feel like I don't think Ilia's scared of Arman, but I think he has a point about him not being the most reliable after what happened. So let me know if you guys agree or disagree in the comments down below. I want to see Ilia versus Paddy, but let me know if you want to see Arman versus Ilia. Either is fine for me, like I said. But yeah, man, this is one of the most rough recording sessions I had in a while. I'm glad that I finally got through it. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'm definitely going to wrap it up. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that if you want to see more posts. Probably better quality next time, you would imagine. There's no chance I have bad luck like that again. But I had a great weekend. I guess I had to have some negativity at some point. Can't all be positive 100% of the time. But thank you guys for listening to me yap like usual. God bless every single one of you. And peace out.
Close to 60K views my first year on YouTube. Thanks for giving me pointers when I asked in chat. Roy, you're very welcome, man. Congratulations. Dog, it took me fucking 4 years. 5 years to hit 60K, dog. That's awesome.
Yeah, they call me fucking pain. You steady fucking switch and stay up in your fucking lane. And shorty super soaker, I can hit your ass from range. Shorty throwing ass and you knowin' where it going. Steady sipping codeine, yeah, you knowin' in my potion. That ass is like Cobra, cause you throwing it in motion. Oh, we fucking lurking, oh, we creeping around the roaming. When you fucking see me, yeah, I'm out there fucking foaming. Pull up to the club and we getting really